Hey, my friends. I am coming to you with a page that I am using Traci Reed Designs kits. I've kind of meshed two kits together. The intentions and then love the list. So I've kind of meshed those two together a little bit. Not too much, but I will tell you where kind of things are from. So this is going to be I think it's a 4x8 in a 4, it might be 4.25 by 8.25, I believe it is. This is just going to go in my album. This is going to be a mesh between the Intentions kit and the Love the List kit, I believe it is. It kind of half and half. This transparency is Love the List. All of the little embellishments is Love the List. This part is Love the List. I have taken off the top, and this part is from the Intentions kit. This is from the Intentions kit, and then I just mirrored it, as you can see what I will be doing with this. Anyways, so it will be a 4.25 by 8.25 to go in my family / my album. I don't really have like an album for like just my stuff. Maybe one day I will. Right now I just kind of put everything into one album. So this is our January theme, is Fresh Start, and I can't wait to get started on this as we go into a new year, which I cannot believe. So let's get started on this. I will send you over to the voiceover, and it should be a pretty quick little spread to get put together. All right, like I said, this will definitely come together quite quickly, less than a 10-minute video, but that is the joys of working with a digital kit. If you are not a hybrid scrapper or a digital scrapper, your pages might not come together as quickly on this side, but I did spend probably 20-ish minutes in Photoshop putting this together, getting my journaling together. And this might not be for you and how you like to scrap, but for me, it definitely works. The decision fatigue, I feel, is a lot less. The overwhelming of having all of the supplies around is a lot less. I do sometimes feel that I would like some embellishments from kits, especially, right now as everybody's working on December daily, like the rubber ones. I do wish that more companies like Ali Edwards did embellishment kits almost, where I don't have to buy the papers and like the papers and a lot of the kit per se. I can't think of right off the top of my head everything else, but more of like I could just get like the rubber stamps by themselves or just the embellishments by themselves, and then I would be like a super happy camper. But on the flip side of this, I can make embellishments that fit my pages and the way I like to. And I feel like this doesn't impede my creativity too much at all. So, all right. So, like I said, I did mesh two kits together. I loved the Intentions kit, but wanted a little bit of a softer palette, I believe. I loved this heart paper. This was a 6x8 paper and that I just printed out on transparency. I am looking for a little bit better transparency at this point. It looks like I'm going to be ordering some graphics. This is pretty thin. You don't get the most vibrant colors on it. I think it was just like a cheapy set off at Amazon. So I will be looking for something like that on Amazon here. And I believe a lot of people have referred me to graphics. All right, so now here that I am starting to put this all together, I have realized that I did print. At one point I was like, oh, it doesn't matter because my print is neither on each side, and then I put text on it, and so it did matter. So I did come to the conclusion, obviously, that I did not mirror it the best way. So
I had to recut it out. Luckily, it was just on white paper, so there was no pattern or everything. But I did cut off a little bit of the top, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Like I was mentioning before, these little heart embellishments, I just printed out. Now, ways to get more dimension out of your embellishments when you print digitally. You can print them several times and load them up on top of each other. You can, there's a lot of times where I do print these out and I put like glossy accents over the top of them to give them a little bit of shine, and dimension. So there's several things you can do. Next, I had planned this page to open up on the, open up like a book, pretty much, which it's still opening up like a book. But I had planned all this stacked on top of each other, and as I'm creating this, I have changed it to be more of a 2-page spread instead of all stacked up on top of each other. I was planning on putting that fresh starts, fresh goals on the back of this page. But because I was going to do a flip up is what I was going, I'm sorry, in the beginning I was doing a flip up. I've now changed it to open like a book, because if I was going to do a flip up, I forgot to flip that text upside down. So plans change. It's all good. Just using a little bit of washi to connect these two papers. Generally, I don't use washi to connect papers. I usually use a card stack hinge. But today, I decided this would be best as it was a transparency. So just using, you don't necessarily have to do the inside and the outside, but I did just for a little bit more stability. And then I seen that you could see the second layer, the second layer from the outside. So that's why I just took my X-Acto knife to cut that down a little bit, and struggle a little bit from pulling that up off of my matte photo paper. The last thing that I am going to do is I am going to cut a little piece of that transparency scraps off, because now that this page, well, I probably was going to do this in the beginning. This was also a reason why I decided to make this a full, 2-page spread. I forgot to leave room for holes on this side. Again, some things that you do have to think about when you are doing digital type things, and that you don't have to think about when you're doing product, because sometimes the holes are there for you. But just like those inserts that you can get from Citrus Twist or who's the other? Studio Calico, I think now does them too. I think Allie also does them. And so I just use a piece of transparency, leave about a 1/2 inch, and then cut my holes into that. So it works out perfectly, and it's a nice stable, and then that will just get sandwiched into the next spread pretty much. I will write my goals on this off camera. I think you do see them in the pictures that I'll post on like Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I decided to write those off. I hadn't really thought about all of them, and I want to put a little bit more thought into those. So, all right, there is the spread. It came together nice and quick. Definitely check out Traci Reed Designs. She has some amazing kits and an amazing fresh New Year kit coming out soon. Talk to you guys soon, and I can't wait to start seeing all of your 2023 projects.